So I hate when that happens. Since we now have speed bumps in our parking lot, I mean, I am grateful for them. I really am. All right, so I'm leaving the apartment, and while I was there, this like second shift. Meanwhile, pinging and ponging on the party line, my bandmates. One of my bandmates is playing tonight, kind of like a Guitar Hero type of show or whatever. Um, when he was telling me us about it last night, uh, I was like, yeah, I don't think so. Like, only because I mean, there's other elements I don't want to talk about here at all. Quite honestly, it's kind of like some drama. Okay, some drama that's not drama that I don't want drama to be. So, I'm not going. But anyway, um, I was second shift today here at the apartment. This morning, or actually, let me go back into time. Yeah, so last night after band practice, I was like, I gotta start doing something that I feel like something's getting accomplished. So I've already been like out of school for about a week now. Not to say that I have to be doing anything, but I mean, there's lots I need to be doing. So I was like, well, I need to clean the apartment. Like, I need to really hit it hard and make some dents. Not to say I keep it gross. My brother, he does not clean. Now, there are some things he will do, but then there's some things that I guess I've found out over time now that I guess he doesn't know how to do, or his biochemistry won't motivate him to do it, kind of thing. Like, he will wash clothes, but he will not wash dishes. He will wash a pot and halfway wash the one knife that is there in the there, except for the butter knives, but won't wash other things. He won't clean the counter, but he'll cut a pants leg to clean the counter. Do you see what I'm saying? So stuff like that. So I kind of need to go in and just do a deep clean, and it kind of was like putting me flashback a little bit, because the first, I guess, few months that he was there, I was really trying to clean like every week, like clean thoroughly every week. But it was almost like, it's like, you're overdoing it. You're doing too much. You're being first daughter, which a lot of those who are out there, first daughter, shout out, you know. So I was being first daughter, and I guess new parent or whatever, guardian kind of thing. And I got tired because I was like, because he's not doing anything, but that's not his fault. All the things, all those kind of emotions were coming up for me. So as I was cleaning though today, second shift this afternoon, to make sure he takes his medication and to follow up on the pot of beans that I put on the crock pot, because I also cook, make sure he gets nutritious food. Um, like I said, I was getting flashbacky kind of things, and I was like, it's time to work on this memoir. And a lot of the things that kept me sane, quite basically, was me doing things like being on this, you know, channel talking about it, because I don't know if I would have made it had I just kept everything to myself. Like, luckily I found a support group last summer, which I still need to be doing all of that. And then basically having a mission to make sure my brother was getting the medication he needed and the care that he deserved to have, for which I had I still don't know sometimes. And again, I think yesterday's doctor's appointment, when the doctor started, basically I was just talking because, she started asking me questions like, how are you doing? Me doing. And I don't think I really answered her question. And I feel like that's just the other indication, because I was still in first daughter mode. right? Like still over functioning, basically. I'm trying to decide on, um, do I want to go pick something up or not? Like, no, I've got beverage right now and got some food. I'm trying to save on money. So yeah, so I'm cleaning the apartment to a certain standard. Yet it still looks pretty messy, but it definitely looks a lot better than it did earlier today. Clothes are more picked up and organized around the apartment. Um, when my brother came back from this morning's walk, he went out walking this morning. He wasn't there. I was going to give him his injection when I saw him this morning, and he wasn't there because you know, I slept in because I needed to. So much is going on there, right? I slept in, but by the time I get over there, I was like, well, I guess to make it up, like again, first daughter, like I'm like maybe I do need to see somebody to make up for not being there first thing in the morning. I kind of knew I needed to do something that I felt like I'm accomplished. So I just started cleaning. So I brought my stuff over, my change of clothes to clean in, scrub in, kind of stuff, pick up clothes in, see what's really whatever. Is it just disorganized or whatever? So I was there for about a couple of hours this morning. And by the time my brother got back from his walk, um, I was already almost finished getting his medication ready for his injection, and I was trying to decide again, like, am I going to actually give him his injection or let him, rest and come back later? I was like, I thought about it. I was wavering on it, and I was like, let me just get it over with. Let me just do it, kind of thing. And when I did it and finally finished, and I was starting to take the trash out, I kind of felt a little guilty again. In that, I was like, wow, I just treated him like a checklist item. I was like, let me give him a shot. I was like, let me scrub the counter. Let me put dishes in the dishwasher. Let me put clothes in the washing machine. Let me give him a shot and then keep it pushing. Like, I kind of felt a little guilty. I know that it sounds weird, right? But I think I should mention that. And so this afternoon, though, in between that, I went back to my house. I did some fiddling around a little bit, and started looking at some music things that I needed to do, listening to some mixes that my bandmates finished working on. They're going to go to England again this summer. I was invited to go. I decided not to go because of the war in Iran. I'm just going to be honest, y'all. Like, I don't think people are in the United States are recognizing the seriousness of a world war. So we are in a world war, and I know it doesn't feel like it, seem like it in certain areas of the, United States, but we kind of are. And I didn't want to get stranded overseas, abroad somewhere, and not be able to get back to my brother. So that was the thing. So I made the choice. I have no regrets. No, seriously, because I can focus in on other stuff while not stressing out. Again, last year was a big year for me. I did so much that I'm just like, I can't believe I did all that stuff. Like, how was I able to do all that stuff? I just kept going, right? But I don't even know how I want to end this. I was thinking about family just now while I was cleaning. It made me think about, because I hear him in there watching a DVD that I bought him of a TV show that he had asked me about that kind of helps him, remember. His short-term memory is pretty much, toast. And I'm in there cleaning and cooking and stuff and being domestic and all that other rigmarole, whatever. And I started thinking about, Am I going to be like one of the, like, are we gonna be like those old couples that never married because yeah, he's not married and I'm not married or whatever? Um, is this how it starts? Where the firstborn had all this potential and all this stuff and did so much, and then secondborn, even though definitely smart too, befell mental illness and injury and still don't know what actually happened. And then firstborn suspends life to take care of secondborn. Meanwhile, people don't understand that this is probably what I really wanted to say. I had to make a choice in this last year because I was also planning a trip, like I said, to go overseas. I did not want, my mother knew kind of, but I kind of waited until like I was like a month in. And then I waited even still. I told her not to tell my dad. They're still together. They're still married. I am a daddy's girl. Okay. So I already knew Eve what what his reaction would have been. It's like, oh, don't go, so he's been that way my whole life. Okay. So he's super protective. Um, but I knew what I wanted and needed for myself. So maybe that was the thing that kept me going, because even when our bandmate proposed this option to go overseas to record an album, an adventure of a lifetime, definitely want to do it again. I felt like that was like, wow, if I work really hard at this with my brother, I deserve this. In the meantime, I did not have the energy or the luxury once I started to realize that my family, though they mean well, would not be able to help me in this with my brother, because I have the time. Do you see what I'm saying? I have the time and the will and the determination. And what I've learned is not every family, even though they love their family member, has the time, the will, the determination to go this hard and this deep. Not everybody does, or the luxury. Okay. Had I had one element that tipped the scale, say for example, if even if I had a relationship, that would have tipped the scale. Had I had a relationship with children, that would have tipped the scale, right? Had I not had the financial means to help my brother, that would have tipped the scale. So it was almost like I had a perfect recipe for his cap. I don't want to say capture, his rescue. Okay, I had all the elements to rescue him, and I did. And I have resentment sometimes, but I also, like I said, I know me, and I know that not everybody has the all of the elements that it would take. And even still, I get burnt out sometimes. I get like frustrated. Like I said, I think I would have taken the risk if I did not have to take care of my brother to go back to Europe this summer. I think I would have taken the risk, quite honestly. But knowing that he is somebody I've taken on to take care of, I can't take the risk. You see? And my family, I don't know if he would have turned out this okay. And he's pretty okay right now. Like, it's not he's not perfect, my brother, like health wise, mental health wise, but he is a lot better than he was before he went missing the last time, right? Um he has helped me tap back into a lot of memories that I would not have addressed because I have a short term memory and I have responsibilities and things like that. So he even mentioned this last week about how like music is helping him. He has access to his laptop and his phone for Wi-Fi purposes now because I'm glad I found a way to keep him from dialing 911. So, but the music we grew up on, that's helping him go back to happier times, and that helps him a lot. Okay. And so the TV shows are doing that too. So as I'm in there in the kitchen, like cleaning, even though there's things he's scribbled nonsensical things on pieces of paper or in piles in the kitchen on the island and on the walls, on the mirrors, in notebooks that he's made, in buttons that I've given him because he writes on his clothes sometimes. Like I'm just telling you the real. Um I've found that I would rather have this than him being missing again and or deceased. And then when it comes to educating my other family members, I don't know again if they have the energy, the will, the determination to even want to know what I had to go through to get to him, my brother. It's a lot, but isn't it worth it? Isn't that love? And I've said this before that sometimes a soulmate doesn't have to be a romantic thing. Maybe he is my soulmate, my brother, my wonder twin. I've taught him now to do the wonder twin punch, pound, wow, kind of thing. Okay, and is it keeping me away from other relationships? I don't know. I wasn't with any other relationships before him. Is it keeping me from being my best self? I don't think so because, like I said, I do pretty well at work. This last school year was a kind of pretty good one. I took on a new challenge of like upgrading my teaching license and things like that, and I probably need to work on some other stuff for retirement purposes. It's it was I do want to get to a place where, and now thinking back on the appointment from yesterday, I want to get to a point where we do have a team of people helping. And I mentioned, because they asked me, I was like, it would be like he is in the twilight of what I call um, needing help. So because the doctor mentioned, okay, so the thing is this, so I said he needs a counselor or he needs an occupational therapist. He needs somebody to help him with life skills, life things that either he's lost or never had at certain points in his life, not what's being offered right now in mass, which is not, I'm not knocking any of that when it comes to mental health. When people already have like this life and they're trying to manage and they've got stress and all this other stuff. What about the in between? My brother is not like right now, he's not like any of the folks you might see on the side of the road and you're like, oh, they're on drugs. It's like, no, I see it differently now, definitely. When I see the happening, to me, that's mental illness. I see it. And a lot of times people still play into the whole like, well, they're taking drugs or drugs started it. It's like even people in my extended family still believe that. Even I would even bother that some maybe my parents probably still think that. I am now starting to believe that I don't think that is the case with my brother. I don't think he was taking drugs. I think he had a mental breakdown and nobody was around to support him when it happened the first big time when he was in his 20s. And we didn't know as a family, or it seemed like my parents might know a little bit more than I did because by then my brother was in Alabama still, and wait, how can I explain this? Yeah, I was here in Atlanta by the time the situation came to a head and he needed like mental health support. Okay, because he did end up um in trouble with the law, or you know, kind of thing. um and maybe that was something my parents was trying to protect me from, because maybe they knew, and that deep down I knew that I would have to take care of my brother, him. We have another brother, but I didn't think I would have to have taken care of him so soon. And part of me, I guess the teacher in me, the learner in me, I'm also, I wanted to know. And so I took that deep dive. Maybe that's also a part of why I was able to do so much, because I educated myself. I'm not an expert still, by no means. I spent hours upon hours upon hours looking for research, looking for, so like, anything. Like, and I probably need to get right back on that too, because all the things I've done so far on my end that I have the power for, nutrition and supplements, things of that nature, they've been helping him. I need to now, like I said, this is the up leveling. I need to now work on either furthering up leveling or getting support from me to help take care of him, because I don't want to be worn out as a caregiver. And I've yet to do what I need to do, because like I said, I just listened to some mixes before going back over there today. I kind of put it off on purpose until I can have time to actually, I was like, man, these are really good. These are good. And what will happen if we as a band, or me, because that happens sometimes, get invited somewhere, invited to go perform, and my brother still doesn't have the team ready that I need to prepare him to have, so that I can have a life too, you know? I'm pulling him slowly out of that mire that he's in. I keep telling him he can go into remission. And I still believe that, because he's been doing really well. And it's that counseling part, that piece, back to the doctor's appointment, where I told her what I feel like he needs that they won't be able to give him right now. And maybe that's the disappointing thing for me. Um, and I mentioned already, like last week, I tried it online with him, and it wasn't working out. So he needs somebody face to face. And she even mentioned group therapy, and I told her I don't think he would participate. He would just zone out and just revert into himself. Like, he needs somebody engaging him. That's why I say occupational therapy. And yeah, I'm glad he's here. Don't get me wrong. But the up level, we're not in survival mode anymore. And there's a lot at stake still. But I definitely need to work on my memoir. That might be part of it. If I can, write a memoir and people share my story with others, share our story with others, and people would be able to understand that it's doable to save your family. Maybe I took it seriously, but not seriously. That's also a part of who I am. It's like you take it seriously, but not seriously. And I've said this before, and I feel like if you know the story of Orpheus and Eurydice, that I felt like I was pulling him slowly out of Hades, my brother. I'm the musician, you see, and I'm slowly pulling him out of Hades. I'm trying not. I want to believe that he can make it out. He can make it out. But I definitely need to look into getting a support group or some therapy. Would I be talking to them like this? I don't know. Maybe. Probably. If I could tell, like, I feel like this is like a message in a bottle type stuff. It's like anybody who pops here on this live, they don't know what I'm talking about. And it feels confessional and all this stuff or whatever. And, you know, it is what it is. But it helps me. Okay. All right. With that, I'm going to say take care. It's hot in here. I don't know why. I mean, I have short sleeves on. I'm hot, though. I need to go eat dinner. Bye. Thanks for listening.